Hey guys, enjoying the afternoon out here with Papa, checking out something, maybe a squirrel, and my cup of coffee. And today we're going to light up a different cigar. It's a, let's see, my father Le Bouillon Bijou 1922. My father Bijou. Never heard of that one. It's a good looking cigar. It's got a nice uh, wrapper there. Le Bijou, Bijou, 1922. My father. Made by who knows who. Let's cut it. I'm doing all this with one hand. Nice. It's got a good aroma. Still don't know who made this. My father. I know it's not my father because he never smoked. Oh, wait a minute. It says here Garcia and Garcia. So it's made by Garcia and Garcia, meaning Garcia and the son and the father. That's what I'm thinking. It could be Garcia's brothers. Garcia brothers, I don't know. Like I said, never heard them. All right. He's looking up. Maybe he smells a squirrel. Yeah, I took him to the park today and he found a rabbit's foot. Not the whole rabbit, just the foot. I know who got the rest of it is the coyotes. Because there are coyotes down in that park. And some of them are the size of a German Shepherd. They're pretty big. So, I'm thinking of doing something that I might be told, mind your own business. I've been looking at these videos though. These Mexicans are shooting little bucks that really don't have enough meat on them, but they're legal, and the bucks are, 1 year and a half, maybe 2. Come on. So what I was thinking of doing is getting in touch with them and telling them, look, I want to have a meeting with you guys in a park somewhere and talk about hunting ethics, something that I don't think they've been taught. Because most of these guys, they took up hunting. They probably seen a bunch of videos and they took up hunting, but it's not in the family tradition, so it's not passed down by the grandfather or the father. And to be honest, neither was I. I didn't get my ethics from my father because my father wasn't a hunter, and my grandfather was a hunter, but he died when I was very young. And he would hunt mostly birds, ducks, quail, that kind of thing. So, but the ethics that I want to teach these guys, or at least mention, I don't want to be coming off like a professor telling them what to do. I just want to make a suggestion. Say, look, a hunter, a real hunter hunts the best trophy he can get, not the carnitas, like they say. These are meat hunters. I want to see if I can change their minds and their ways into being trophy hunters, because what they're actually doing is they're killing the young bucks that haven't had a chance to breed with the does, and that's going to reduce the numbers. The way the rules here, that even though this is a very fucked up state, let me put it that way, even in the hunting, they still fucking it up, because they they don't think, you know, they're for nature and all. Fine, I'm for nature too, but they don't think about the animals. uh, I'm not going to call it right, because I don't think animals have rights, but the what's the word I'm looking for, the destiny of the animals is to reproduce and give off offsprings. You know, they should have a chance to breed more bucks, more fawns, you know, more does, and they don't get a chance to, because they're getting shot too early. And I don't know why in this state that everything is protected, including the rats, which is stupid, because I got a friend that he's a fumigator. He says, Ray, if you know the things that I have to go through just to fumigate, you know, they don't allow poisons, and you have to put something different that is not as deadly, because they don't want to kill the rats. They just want to slow them down. That's the mentality of the idiots in this state. So if that's the case, that they're even protecting rats, how come they don't protect the deer? Give them a chance to be numerous. Everybody that hunts in California complains about the same thing. There's not enough deer to go around. I know that most of them, there goes a cigar smoker. Most of them are anti-hunters, but they want the money. They enjoy the money. They enjoy those tags, money, the sales on the guns and the ammo and the gear and everything else. They want the money, so they're not going to really shut down the hunting. So if they're not gonna shut down the hunting, they should do something about protecting the deer and let the deer grow a little bigger before they get shot. So I'm going to see if I can get a hold of them. I'm going to reach out to them and say, look, you know, I'd like to meet you guys, and let's talk about hunting, and give them some ideas, give them some perspective of the general idea of protecting the deer. Give them some information so they could say, you know what, you're right. I've been shooting some small deer, but being on they're legal, they don't feel guilty. Well, it's not about being guilty. It's about being a responsible hunter. You respect the game, and you try to get the best deer you can get. Wow, that's a loud plane. It's got to be a biplane. So there's a video of these guys that they went into some mountains back here, which they're beautiful. It's a beautiful area, but it's too steep for me. And they did find a 6-pointer. Now that's a healthy deer. That's a mature buck. And there were about 3 or 4 does hanging out around the area. So you know that buck is tapping them, and they're gonna have more deer. And the guy mentioned it also. He says, my brother doesn't hunt meat, he hunts the antlers, the trophy. He didn't say trophy, he said the head. I know what he meant. And if that's the mindset of all the hunters, we're gonna have better deer population and better uh, antlers on the deer. Because if you're just gonna hunt meat, well, get a permit for a doe. They sell them in some areas, so they probably don't even know that. Uh, but if you want the population to grow, you gotta protect the doe also. So we don't have a deer infestation like some other places that they got so many deer that are walking into stores and liquor stores and stuff. We don't have that. They had that in Michigan a few years ago. I don't know if I think it was Indiana. Yeah, we don't have that here. Wow, wow. So if they agree and they say, yeah, we'll meet with you, because I've been getting some comments about a guy said, I wish I could hunt as long as you have, because they're getting the passion about the hunting, and it's all about the the mindset. What is hunting about? What is it all about? Is it about getting meat all the time, or is it about the hunt all the time? Some people, they go hunting and they don't catch anything, they get disappointed and discouraged, and they say, nah, and they kind of like get rid of their guns, and they don't. Well, those guys are kind of trying out hunting, but they're not really hunters. If you have a passion for hunting, it doesn't matter if you got a deer or not. You're gonna keep hunting for years. What, Papa? What do you say? What do you say about that comment? So if I can get together, and there are about 20, 25 of them. There's 2 or 3 different groups. I'm gonna reach to, because they have handles, they have titles. One is the 308, I think it is, which I imagine is the caliber that they use. I use that one too. Another one is the 701. I don't know what that's about. And there's another one called the Killers. You know what that's one about. So I want to reach out to them, and if I can get together, we'll have a nice conversation, English or Spanish, and tell them the way things should be done, so we can help with the deer population, not decimate them. Now, up in these hills, my spotting scope or binoculars, and I could see deer grazing. One time I saw 10 up there, but that was a good 7 years ago. I haven't seen a lot of deer, and I haven't seen anything in the past. Well, I haven't really been looking that much, but I haven't seen much in 5 years. Now, there was a mountain lion in the area that about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses up. They saw him eating. They took a video. They saw him eating a deer in the backyard of that house. So there's mountain lions up here. And the reason that you don't see a lot of deer up there is because maybe the mountain lion's been getting them. That's nature. That's the way things go. So if he's eating all those deer, they're hiding pretty good. And they're not showing their heads. Nature has to have a balance. Otherwise, you're going to have disease, epidemic. It'll kill the deer population. Wow. The cigar's doing pretty good. Pretty good. I'm going to keep this ring and look it up online, see if I can find some more. because I think I paid 15 bucks for this sucker, but it's worth it. But I got to get it at a cheaper price. Um, Also, I'm gonna try to hook up with this guy. And he goes hunting alone, and I saw his video. I didn't see the whole video because I didn't have the patience to see the whole 40 minutes, I think it was. But he's local. He's a local guy from California, here, Southern California, and he was saying he went up to this local area, D zones, which is up and down the range here. I'm gonna hook up. Yeah, Michael. I'm gonna see if I can hook up this guy and see if he wants to go hunting together. If he wants to go hunting together, because he's got a backpack, I want to see if he want to go to the wilderness where I used to go. And if he does, then we're gonna try to get a tag, because with another person I can bring out a deer. It will give me the incentive to actually kill a deer. Because before I would see deer and I just wouldn't shoot it. You know, one time I had 2 of them playing and I didn't shoot them. So we'll see what he says. If he says, yeah, we're going to start gearing up and getting to, go shoot, getting to know each other's way of doing things. Everybody got their own ways. And see if we can be successful this year. I am willing to share the area and my knowledge of all the years of experience hunting the mountains up here in the southern side of the state. I've gone all the way up to the X12, which is pretty high up. X12, they got some massive deer. Massive deer. So I went back to thinking about getting another rifle. I have a guy that's interested on the Weatherby, but I gave him the price and he's kind of thinking about it. So I'm not gonna push him. But that Browning BAR, man, what a gorgeous gun. I mean, even though I hate to scratch it and stuff, but semi-auto. And let me tell you, I think semi-auto is the way to go, and I'll tell you why. A few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I was in Vegas, and my friend that was hunting up in the same area I go, late season, he caught a deer. He said he saw him pretty far out, more than half a mile. He stalked him, got close, took a shot. I think it was a 500-yard shot. He's got a 7 mag. Missed. Bolt action. He took another shot. Missed. He took another shot, hit him, but it was wounded, and then he had to take another shot to put him down. Now, this deer is running. This deer is not standing there waiting for the bullets to come. Deer is running. So if he had a semi-auto, he could have had those follow-up shots closer in time. Instead of a few seconds, he would have done it a second after. Boom, boom, boom. And he would have gotten a deer for sure. because there was a chance there they would have gotten away. And in the spot that he shot it at, in all the years I've gone in, I only seen one person hunt that hill. And he did spook a deer, but it was a forky. And the idiot still shot at it. And I said, no. I yelled at him because I was right there at the end of the trail. And the deer just ran in front of us, across the road, and went up the other hill. And I said to the guy, he's a spike, don't shoot him. But you know, if there's nobody there to supervise, he'll shoot him. So when he heard somebody yell at him, he'd stop. And that's what these people need. They need supervision, they need guidance, they need rules. You gotta tell them, you don't do this, you don't do that. And you know, instill it into their brains, you know, make them understand that they cannot be doing this poaching, because up to now there's no consequences. Some of them should go to jail. Some of them should lose their rifles. Some of them should lose their license to hunt for a few years. But none of that shit is happening. So if I can get this group of people that I see in their videos, they're not poaching, they're just killing the small stuff. I don't want to even talk to the poacher guys, because I'm going to lose it. I'm going to tell them off. But if I can talk to these guys reasonable, and make them understand, they might change their ways a little bit and say, you know what, I'm going to let him pass. Because it takes a hunter, a real hunter, to pass up a deer. If you're just desperate for anything, you'll shoot at whatever. And that's the difference between hunters. There's some hunters with ethics and some hunters with no ethics. You know, you gotta shoot at the right animal. You look at him, you can tell right there by the body size, the antler size, that he's been around a few years, say 4 or 5, not 1.5 to 2. Give him a chance. Give him a chance to breed. Give him a chance to have a little fun in life, you know. He's got the right, even though animals, I keep saying, they don't have rights. But the animal has a destiny to reproduce. That is his destiny. And keep it going. But if you kill the small ones, and then the small ones and the smaller ones, there's nothing to go, nothing to reproduce. Look what happened to the elk, that they almost disappeared. I read a magazine a long time ago that there were only 1,500 elk, according to the Fish and Game, in the whole country. So they started managing and shortening the season and putting rules and regulations, and the elk population started growing and growing and growing. And now we got plenty of elk where they belong. I'm not saying that to have an elk up over here, because they're not from this area. But you know, Colorado, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, those places. Even here in California, there's elk, because they've been managed to the point that now their herds are large. They got to do the same thing with the deer. I don't know why the Fish and Game allows, just because. And by the way, here, this is what happens here in California. 2 and 1, that's legal. Why? Why is that legal? It's a Bambi. It's really a Bambi. What will you shoot? You know. But if it's legal, then the hunter's not going to step back and say, hey, you know, I'm not going to shoot it. You have to force and say, okay, it's got to be minimum 2 and 2, and it has to have, say, 8 inches or 7 inches of growth on the antlers, not 2 or 3.5. You know, if they do that, then the deer will start coming back. And the area that I go in the wilderness, That should be a 3-3. Should be a 6-pointer up in that area. And we tried to sign a petition, a bunch of hunters, including myself. Never heard nothing about it. Never heard nothing about it. In fact, I'm going to call the guy that started the petition because I know him. And we were talking about it once up in the wilderness. He goes, yeah, I mean, they're shooting at everything. And, you know, this area produces some good deer, but if they don't let them grow, they don't give them a chance to grow, you're not going to find a good trophy. You're just going to find any size, you know. So there has to be some regulations, you know. And in fact, I'm going to make a call to Fish and Game and talk to them about it. Because I talked to one of the head, I don't know if she's still there. I got her number. I'm going to call and see if I can get some answers and say, you know, we're looking into that or whatever. I mean, there's some area that should be a bigger size in the antlers than in the rest of the state, you know, because also the lions are eating up the rest of them. And the lions are protected. Poor little lions. They gotta eat, right? So we're competing with two entities. The natural one is the mountain lion and the state government. Fish and Game doesn't really, I don't think they care. Not really. They just want the money coming in because those funds are their checks. If you have less funds coming in, you're not getting a raise, you're not getting a promotion, you're not getting a vacation. And that's what they think about. Right now, the Forestry Service office up in I think it's the Forestry, what do they call the department? I think it's BLM, Bureau of Land Management. That office is closed because the lady that was there, Anna, I know her for years. She already retired. And the job is open. Anybody can come in, apply, boom, and get the job. And nobody does. Why? Because they pay shit. You can't live on that and live in the city. You got to live out there with a trailer. And that's what this lady was doing. She had a little, not a shack, but she had a little cabin that was really tight. And when she found out that I was an architect, she said, oh, I have this idea. She gave me a little sketch that she wanted to make it bigger. And I drew the plans for her for free. And I said, here, go at it. Plans are done. I showed her the whole layout. She loved it. All she has to do is get people to work up there, lay the foundation, do the framing, and double the size of the cabin. That's it. Well, I'm running out of battery, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. And I'm going to keep smoking this pretty good cigar. My father's from Garcia Garcia. Le Vieux, yeah, Vieux, 1922. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Thank you.